The night pressed down on him the way life always had, heavy and unkind, as the single dad janitor sat alone at the corner of a dim bar, with tired hands wrapped around a cheap glass and a heart that had learned how to stay quiet. His uniform still smelled faintly of disinfectant and old floors. His shoulders slumped not from drink, but from years of being invisible. He had come there not to escape, but to breathe for a moment without his children watching him pretend to be strong. Then the air beside him changed. A woman in a police uniform took the empty stool, close enough that her presence felt intentional, and she leaned in with a softness that didn't match the badge, asking him in a whisper not to leave her alone tonight. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us humanity still exists, take a moment right now to like this video, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel Grandma Dearie. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. He had not always been a janitor, and he had not always been alone. Years earlier, life had been loud with laughter and small hands pulling at his sleeves. A tiny apartment filled with bedtime stories and dreams spoken out loud. Then sickness came quickly, mercilessly, taking his wife in months, and leaving him with 2 children who looked at him like he was the last wall standing. Bills piled up, grief hollowed him out, and the job market closed its doors one by one until the only work he could find was cleaning offices at night, scrubbing away other people's messes while trying not to drown in his own. He learned to live on coffee and exhaustion, to smile through parent-teacher meetings, and to sit in his car after shifts wondering how long he could keep this up without breaking. That bar was his quiet surrender, a place where no one expected anything from him for an hour. The female cop beside him carried her own storms. The badge on her chest hid long days filled with danger, judgment, and a loneliness that followed her home. She had seen the worst of people and learned to spot the best, and something about the way he sat, careful and small, told her he was carrying more than he let on. She did not see a man looking for trouble. She saw a father worn thin by sacrifice. The photographer behind the glass, unnoticed by both of them, captured a moment that looked intimate but was really about survival. 2 strangers leaning toward warmth in a cold world. The cop needed a safe presence, someone real for one night, and the janitor needed to be seen without being pitied. As the hours passed, the bar lights softened, and the rain traced quiet lines down the window. He listened more than he spoke, a habit formed by years of putting others first. She talked about the weight of the uniform, about how strength can become a cage, about the fear of letting anyone close when your job teaches you how easily everything can be lost. He did not judge, did not interrupt, and did not try to be anything other than what he was. In that stillness something shifted. For the first time in years, he felt useful in a way that did not involve mops or overtime. He felt human. The challenges did not vanish with the night. Morning still came with school lunches to pack, rent to worry about, and muscles aching from work. He wrestled with guilt for feeling hope, afraid that letting someone in might take focus away from his children. She struggled too, questioning whether her life allowed room for softness, whether caring could make her weaker on the streets. Yet they kept crossing paths, sometimes intentionally, sometimes as if the city itself nudged them together. She helped him navigate a system that had always felt stacked against him, pointing him toward better hours and resources he never knew he could ask for. He reminded her that courage could be quiet, that heroism sometimes looked like showing up every day even when no one applauded. Change arrived slowly, the way real healing does. His kids met a woman who knelt to their level and listened, not as an officer, but as someone who understood fear and hope. Laughter returned to the apartment in cautious steps. He found pride in his work again, realizing dignity was not defined by job titles, but by love given freely. She learned to take off the uniform without losing herself, to rest without feeling selfish. Together, they built something fragile and honest, aware that life could still break it, but choosing to care anyway. As this story nears its end, if it has touched your heart or reminded you of someone who kept going when life was unfair, please pause to like the video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Grandma Dearie. Your engagement tells us these stories matter. And before the final moments fade, we have a special request for you. Comment below with one word that describes how this story made you feel. In the end, it was never about a whisper at a bar or a single night of comfort. It was about two tired souls finding each other at the edge of their endurance and choosing kindness over fear. It was about a single dad janitor who learned that being seen could change everything, and a female cop who remembered why she believed in protecting life beyond the badge. If this story moved you, please engage with the video now. Your likes, comments, and shares help keep stories of quiet courage alive.